Hey guys, Mike Musto here for Hot Rod Magazine at the 15th Annual Shelby American Car Show in Gardena, California. Now, we're surrounded by some of the most significant Shelby cars ever created, along with a few of the coolest race cars you've ever seen. Let's go take a look.
I'm Aaron Shelby, Carroll Shelby's grandson. I'm on the board of Carroll Shelby International, and I'm co-president of the Carroll Shelby Foundation. So we're here in Los Angeles today celebrating the legends of Shelby American, all the old employees and those that really made Shelby American successful in the 60s. And they brought cars out, and the employees are telling their stories. It really is a fun environment to be in, and for me to hear the history from the people that lived it is just exhilarating. So it's really special to have the Le Mans winning Daytona Coupe and the Ken Miles GT40 here today. A lot of people in this audience know what those cars represent and what they did to bring the American racing scene into the world, but a lot of people don't. And so you can really touch and see and feel those cars. For people that don't know the story, it brings it to life. And when you've got the crew chiefs and the mechanics and the drivers that drove those cars here to really tell their stories, it's really special and exhilarating to see that come to life.
My name is Jim Marietta. You know, I don't think any of us thought that 55 years later that would be here at a gathering like this with hundreds of people and hundreds of cars celebrating what we did 55 years ago. On my left is a Daytona Coupe. I believe it was the second one built. It was driven by Bob Bondurant in a number of races. I believe this one won Le Mans in '64. The car behind me is the GT40 that Ken Miles drove at Le Mans, 1966. And the controversy is, you know, who won the race, Bruce McLaren or Ken Miles. You know, the French ruled that day and Bruce got the win. The car to the far right is the very first Mustang GT350 competition model, of which only 36 were made. And that's a car that I can talk a lot more about because I helped build it. The nice part about having this particular car here, at least for me, is that I can point to the certain things that I did on the car that remain on the car today. And so that car also is the Flying Mustang. So the picture that you see with Ken Miles driving all four wheels off the ground at Green Valley, Texas, that's the car.
I've never seen really such a nice collection of stuff all put together in one place, and to be able to see my father's original race car from 1966, it's just so awesome. I just love it. I mean, you know, to get a chance to sit in the car and just put my hands on the steering wheel that he had his hands on, it's just a special deal. If my father were here today, I think he would really enjoy the technology because he was technologically minded, and very much so, as well as the psychology of everything involved and the psychology of the other drivers. He had a mindset where he liked to think about other people and what they're thinking and then see what he could do to work a way to maybe kind of work them a little bit in his favor. It was a whole different world back then with different guys and different mindsets and different mentalities, and you know, basically they were just a bunch of hot rodders that got together and made something special out of the whole deal.
From Bob Bondurant's Daytona Coupe to the GT40 driven by Ken Miles, you know, there are some days at this job that are just better than others, and this is one of those days. You know, we're in a place where greatness was created, and that doesn't happen too often. We've also in the presence of some of the coolest Shelby cars ever made. Along with their owners, along with their families and everything else, this is one of those rare events that may or may not happen again, and we've really been privileged just to be a part of it. Thank you, Shelby Club of America. Thank you, Original Venice crew. We hope you like this episode of Hot Rod.